Hello, everyone. It is Mobility Sunday with me, Liz, of Art of Movement Physical Therapy. Today, we are going to do some pecs, lats, lower back, side bending, and you're going to need some props. So, a wall and a chair or box, back of your couch, will work too, or front of the couch. You'll see. Some sort of stick, broom, PVC pipe, dowel, um, and some weights. This could be a little bit more creative if you don't have weights at home. I'm gonna use a 5 and an 8. The 8's almost perfect for everything for my body. 5's a little bit light. I don't have anything in between it at the moment, but that'll do. Doesn't have to be perfect. But let's get started with, I would recommend you use the wall, but I'm gonna use the chair so you can see what I'm doing better. Think about a handstand where you're really pushing strong through your shoulders and lengthening through your body. Want to create that same type of position, but on the horizon. So step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You're going to have to play around with your placement a little bit. And then let's start with a little stretch of your hamstring and calf. And then rock forward, push your hip forward, rock back, hamstring and calf, rock forward, push your hip forward, squeeze that glute. One more time, rock back and forward. Now step farther back so that you can create a bit of your handstand shape and preferably find a horizontal line. So I'm short, so this chair is perfect. You'll likely need to be a little bit higher against the wall. Once you find that horizontal handstand shape, push against your wall or chair and shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Then press your heel farther away from you, like someone has their hand on your heel and you're going to push into it. Or like you're standing on the floor, you really want to push the floor away. Now, most likely your hip is rotated up so that you're more sideways through your pelvis. Rotate your free hip downward, square your hips to the floor. Keep pushing through your arms, push through your leg, and then lastly, find your abs. Think of hollowing your core a bit, just like you would do at a handstand. One more deep breath here. Switch sides. Okay, I'm going to start with just a little bit of that warm up through the back of the leg. Rock back, hamstring calf stretch. Rock forward, squeeze your glute. Rock back, stretch. Rock forward, squeeze your glute. One more time, rock back and forward. Find that handstand. Step back to wherever you need. Lower yourself onto the horizon. If you're against the wall, really push the wall away and shrug your shoulders up to your ears, just like if you were upside down. Reach your heel to the opposite side of the room. Imagine you're trying to traction your body, decompress your spine. Rotate that free hip downwards, so most likely it's popped up because that's much easier to balance that way. And hollow your core. Can you create any more length in your body here? Now, if your hamstring feels really tight on the base leg, feel free to bend that leg. That's no big deal. Focusing on the horizontal line. One more deep breath. Come on up. So that gets me like insta warmed up. Hopefully you feel the same. Let's bring one knee up to your chest. Now hug your knee in as tight as you can. Drop your shoulders down. Sometimes lifting the elbows helps the shoulders drop. So give that a go if you find your ears and your shoulders are too close together. Now keep hugging your knee into your chest and slightly bend your bottom knee. And then while keeping your knee in, hollow your core, straighten your bottom leg. Do that a few times. Soft knee, hollow your core, straighten up. By hollow your core, I really want you to find those lower abs. So think of like zipping up a tight pair of jeans, pulling your lower abs in and up, straighten the bottom leg. 2 more. Sink down. Can you hollow more? More lower abs activate. Straighten up. Once more. Down. And lengthen. Hold there. With a good exhale, try to pull your core in even tighter. Keep your core engaged. Can you hold your leg right where it is? And then lower it down. Whew. Shake it out. Side 2, hug your knee into your chest. Whew. Really hug it in. Now, if you're feeling a lot of pinching in the corner of your hip in the front, try to drop that hip down away from your ribs, or maybe just keep your whole leg a little bit lower. It might be that you're crunching up into those muscles. All right, here we go. Soften that bottom knee. Hollow your core, find those lower abs. Pull them up. Straighten the bottom knee. Soft knee. Find those lower abs even more engaged. And then lengthen up. Keep going. Bend. And then straighten up. 2 more. Bend. Hopefully you feel like your lower back is starting to lengthen. And then come back up. Once more. Down. And then straighten all the way up through that base leg. Keep hollowing your core inwards. You'll likely notice that as you pull your core in, your knee wants to bend. Don't let that happen. Let go of your leg. Float it down. Oh, okay. I'm going to do a little warm up for the lats with a pull over move, which is where you want your medium to heavy weight. So I'm going to use 8 pounds. Could certainly use a little bit more, but the point isn't to make it hard, just to get things a little bit warmed up. So place your feet, your lower leg on a chair, your couch, a box. You can even just put it on the wall. Just prop your feet up. Start, relax. Place your thumbs, the base of your ribs at your lower back, where your ribs and your lower back meet. And try to breathe into your thumbs. And allow the lower back to really relax into the floor. Oftentimes the lower back is really tight and stiff because we're putting a lot of weight through your body when you're lifting weights, pushing and pulling, and that part is really strong, but you should also be able to relax. Good. As you exhale, blow all the air out. And try to sink your core from the back to the center, like you're wrapping or hugging your abs around, and then let it pull inwards towards your spine. Place your hands on your hip bones on the sides and push them together. Can you feel the abdominals, the lower abs pull in to imagine you can pull your hip bones inwards? The same thing with your ribs in the front. Think of wrapping and pulling them inwards. Give them a little push with your hands if that helps. Let's come back to the lower back. Place your thumbs on the bottom ribs at the lower back. And see if it's any easier to relax your lower back into the floor. Let's try to keep that connection. So brace your abs. I like to do an exhale to pull the abs in. And then if you want to do a little inhale to more of a brace, feel free. It doesn't need to be a really hefty brace, just a light one. Can you keep your lower back on the ground and then hover your knees up to tabletop without anything shifting in your lower back? All right, grab your weight. You got to keep on breathing, guys. Let's do some little pullovers. So the focus here is on keeping your core stable, and then lower your arms over your head, only as far as you can keep your lower ribs on the floor. And then bring it right back up. I'm just going to do 9 more. The purpose is to get a little bit of warm up in the lats. that eccentric lowering overhead. Lower nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. Return. Lower. 3, 2, 1. Return. Lower. 3, 2, 1. Return. Is your lower back still connected to the floor? Is your core still working? And of course, can you breathe? Lower. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Lower. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay. So now you can keep your feet on your chair, couch, box, maybe scoot a little bit farther back so that your knees are roughly over your hips versus having your whole leg supported. So walk your heels to the end and walk your butt back just a little bit. Okay, so now tuck your pelvis. Just press your heels against the chair or against the wall. Tuck your pelvis, lift the hips. So you're getting a nice rounded shape. Sort of like if you're going through a sit-up or you're really curving. Just lift up and down. Now let's bridge all the way up. Think of lengthening through the front of your hips, opening up like the top of a deadlift. And then let's roll through your spine. So think of sinking your sternum to the floor, then rolling through your mid-back, and then into your lower back and pelvis. All right, let's do it again. Bridge up. Heavy sternum. Roll down through your spine. 3 more. Lift. Hips up. Long energy through your legs. Roll it down. Each time you do this, think of articulating a little bit more. If you're feeling a ton of hamstrings, definitely move to the wall. I prefer the wall for this one. It allows me to articulate more, but I want you to see what I'm doing. Here we go. Lift up and then roll down. Okay, let's just lift one leg up, keeping it straight so wherever it can straighten, just pulse it overhead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Straight leg, pulse it overhead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to combine those two moves, sort of. So lift back up into your bridge. Lift one leg overhead. Keep that leg pressing up. Roll down through your spine. Twice more. Lift, leg overhead. Roll down. Feel free to go even slower than I'm doing. Slower is definitely better on this one. One more time. Lift, leg up. Reach that heel far and away over your head as you roll back down. Whew. Side 2. Bridge up, leg reach, roll down super slow. 2 more, guys. Bridge up, reach the leg, roll it down. Once more, lift, reach, roll it down. Whew. Pull your knees into your chest. All right, this may not be a move that's for everyone. We can do a little yoga plow. Press your shoulders and arms into the ground and then rock your body into a plow position with your legs overhead in a pike. If possible, press both your shoulders and your entire arms into the floor. And then use the leverage of your arms to control your descent through your spine back to the floor. Whew, it's definitely the hard part for me. Let's try that 2 more times. So rock on over, press your arms into the ground and your shoulders into the ground. Slowly lower yourself through your spine to the floor. One more time, up and over. Think of pushing your feet across the room. Imagine someone's even grabbing your ankles and pulling backwards to help you counterbalance as you roll through your spine. Hug your knees in. Open your arms to a T and just sway your knees from one side to the other. Bring that little bit of twist. Keep on going. Last one. Okay. Come on to your hands and knees, guys. Just do some simple cat-cows. We're going to later do some other thoracic extension with the wall and with your chair, box, couch. Let's just start simple and then round up as crazy hard as you can, and then arch into cow as hard as you can. Round up into cat, arch into cow. One more round, cat and cow. Okay, from all fours, I want you to keep strong through your arms, really push the floor away. And then rotate one hip towards the ground and then come back to center. Rotate the other hip. Come on back. I'll turn 90 so you can see a different view. Rotate and return. I'm hoping you feel a bit of like an oblique stretch, maybe lower back, maybe some QL even. Let's go to the first side and hold it there. So hopefully your hip is close to or near the ground. Push strongly through both arms. Your top leg, reach it back behind you as far as it'll go. Rotate your chest forward if you can, any farther. And take a deep breath. All right, unwind that back leg. Come back to all fours. Side two, rotate your hips to the side. Both arms are still strong against the floor. And then take that top leg and reach it behind you. Hold and breathe. One more breath. Great, come on back, guys. Okay, same thing, but a little bit bigger of a position between your hands and your knees. So more of like a knee plank. Then rotate your hips back, push away with your arms, and sit. Hopefully you get a little bit more of a lat stretch. And then come back up, push your hips back, sort of like you're going to a child's pose, and then rotate your hip to the floor. And come back up. It may make more sense to have your hips over your knees, but I really want you to think of pushing through your arms still. So I find that if you come from a knee plank and then push back, I get a better lat stretch. Come forward, knee plank, push back, and twist. One more time, push forward, rock back, and twist. All right. Take a deep breath, relax. Hands under your shoulders, roll your shoulder blades back, and push yourself up as high as your body is happy about. Then, in this position, think of finding those lower abs again. So hollow your core, lengthen your lower back, lower abs activate. Now, what I'm going to ask you next is going to feel a little bit impossible. Use your glutes to lift your legs off the floor, keeping your knees straight. And then can you keep this shape and lift your chest any more? So hopefully now you have the entire back of your body working. I don't care if you're way down here, Same idea. Then lower your chest, try to lift your legs into that Superman position. And then chest up, open your chest. I'm going to keep rocking a few more times. Shoulder blades back, lift those legs, strong glutes, strong lower back. And then lift with your lower back, come back up. Can you breathe? 2 more. Roll forward, legs go up. And then chest up. Find those back muscles. 1 more time. Rock forward, legs go up. Rock back, chest up. Push up into your cat and sit back to child's pose. Next, keeping your hips heavy, walk both hands over to one side. Plant your hands, pull your hips back. Take a deep breath into the side that's stretching. And then other side, walk those hands over, press your hips back. Take a deep breath into the other side of the ribs. All right, come back to your child's pose. And if you can, if it feels comfortable, just walk your knees in a little bit closer and bring one elbow to the floor. With the other arm, reach it crazy long and then lift it up. And then let's repeat that 4 more times. Reach it crazy long, lift. 3 more. Reach and lift. This is sort of like how you reach it in a handstand again. So that shoulder is coming up to your ear. Reach and lift. 1 more time. Reach and lift. Side 2, coming to your elbow. Reach, lift, and lower. Reach, lift, and lower. 3 more. Reach, lift, and lower. Reach, lift, and lower. 1 more time. Reach, lift, and lower. Whew. All right, grab your stick. You can sit or stand. Just do a couple pass-throughs. Just gonna lift the shoulders up, open your chest, reach back. Go back and forth. We're looking for symmetry of your arms and shoulders, and then narrow your grip if it feels like you could do a little bit more. There should be no crunching, no having to cheat. 3 more. 2. And then 1. Now this time stay back and find a spot that feels a little bit sticky. Just go up and down through your sticky spot. And then as you're holding this and doing this little sticky spot movement, think of this pulling those lower abs in a little bit again. And feel your ribs connecting downwards towards your upper abs. Once you have that core working nice and strong, can you then open your chest even more? Pull your collarbone wider. Think of using the muscles between your shoulder blades to pull the arms closer together in the back of your body. Then come on up. Okay, we're going to go to the wall. We'll come back to this guy. You can stand, sit. It doesn't really matter too much. But you want to keep your torso perpendicular to the wall. Or, yeah, perpendicular this way or parallel. And then don't let your body twist. Arm forward, put the back of your hand on the wall. And then wave your arm up and over. You're going to rotate to your palm. And then come on back. Now, if this feels really easy, either focus on keeping your body more squared up so your torso doesn't move, or just wiggle your body a little closer to the wall. If it feels impossible, then walk farther away from the wall. As you're doing this, make sure that your back doesn't do lots of movement. Just feel a nice, solid torso, solid core for your shoulder blade to move on. All right. Find a spot that feels somewhat stretchy. hold that position. Lower your shoulder away from your ear if possible. And then rotate your chest away from the wall if possible. Then press your arm into the wall, really your hand and fingers against the wall. There should be no pinching. If you feel pinching, just back off a little bit, maybe allow your chest to rotate towards the wall. And then ease off that tension, just go back to a light stretch. Next, can you rotate your palm upward so that you're on your pinky finger, and then return to your palm. Just rotate back and forth. If at any point you need to shake it out, take a break and then join back in when you can. Do 3 more rotations. 2, and then hold that rotation if that feels okay. If that's too much, just go back to your palm, and then look away from the wall. Look over that shoulder, look behind you even, and then look forward again. Do that several times. Rotate away from the wall, just with your eyes and your head, and then return. If you feel a lot of nervy sensation, that's kind of what I'm going for here, but be gentle. So if it feels pretty intense, just make your movement smaller or give yourself more rest time. 2 more. Last one. All right, keep your eyes forward, roll that shoulder blade back and down if you can. Then use your lower shoulder blade muscles, the lower traps primarily, to lift your arm off the wall. This should not be pinching the back of your shoulder. When you use the muscles on the inside of your shoulder blade to pull the whole shoulder blade off the wall, not the back of the shoulder, not the rotator cuff. Try that 5 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Shake it out. Lift your arms overhead and see if that one feels looser, maybe a goalpost. How does it feel? Side 2. You can sit, stand, doesn't matter to me as long as your torso is solid. So this side may be the same, it may be different. So test out your wave motion, starting at the back of your hand, rotate to your palm. As you do that rotation, you're going to get all the different angles of your pec major and pec minor muscles to open up and lengthen. If it feels easy, check to make sure your torso is truly being stabilized. You're not twisting into the wall as the arm goes back. But if you're doing that and it still feels easy, just walk your body a little bit closer to the wall. And of course, if it feels impossible, walk away from the wall. All right, find a good stretch, hold it there, breathe. Tighten up your core, just think of those lower abs pulling up, ribs anchoring down into the abs, so there's upper abs. Can you then open your chest more, roll your shoulder blade back more? And then let's add those rotations. Rotate palm up onto your pinky finger, and then return to your palm. Again, you can find the best angle for your arm. Back away if you need to, take a break if you need to. And you're rolling your shoulder blade back with the arm as it rotates. So shoulder blade, shoulder, and arm movement. 3 more. 2, and 1. Hold in a good stretch. So if you like the palm up feeling, stay there. If that's too much, just go palm against the wall. And you can always adjust your height, find something that's more tolerable. Look away, and then return center. All right, just keep that chest squared up. Press your palms, go back to the palm, push it against the wall. I think we messed up the order on this side, so just bear with me. Press your hand against the wall. Keep squaring your chest forward. Then let's go back to your gentle stretch. So just ease off the tension. Then rotate your palm up. Feels amazing, doesn't it? Let's add the head now. Look away over your shoulder and then return to the front. look away, return front. Look away, return front. Ooh, this side's getting tingly. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to use those lower traps again to pull your shoulder blade, shoulder and arm off the wall, and then control it back to the wall. Lift off, return. If this feels impossible, you can either just imagine you're lifting it off or move your body away from the wall until it's possible. It might just be turning your chest to the wall. And again, it should not feel pinchy in the back of the shoulder. If that's happening, definitely back off. Change the angle so it's less intense, so that you can actually find the right muscles and that you're not compensating with your rotator cuff. Never good. You want to find those lower trap muscles to lift the shoulder blade back onto the ribs. Okay, shake it out. Whew. Test out your arms, see how it feels. Okay, I'm going to go back to your stick. So think about your pass-through moves. The narrower your arms get, the more challenging it is. But at some points they're too narrow, you can't really pass through because your body just isn't going to do that. So we're going to find the angle of your arms that feels the most challenging. So come on down to your belly. We're going to do it way down here with your forehead on the ground. So start with your arms parallel, and then each time you do it, you're going to move your hands out an inch or two until you find your good distance that's challenging. So forehead down, core tight, lift the arms up, tap down, move the hands a little wider, lift, lower, move the hands wider. Keep going, and then once it feels like it's getting easier, just walk your hands back in and find your sweet spot of where your pecs and your shoulders feel the tightest. Have you found your spot yet? Mine is here-ish. All right, we're going to do 10 lift-offs at that angle. So here we go. Lift, tap down. Lift, tap down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. Now lift the arms and lift the legs. Arms up, legs up. Make sure your belly's still engaged. Let's lift everything up, sink down. Lift everything up, sink down. Lift everything up. Keep your chest there. Lower your legs. Press your legs against the floor. Lower your chest. Lift your chest. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower your arms. Lift the legs. Tap down. Lift, tap down. Lift everything up again. Lift and lower. Keep those abs engaged. They want to push against the floor. Don't let that happen. Hold here. Lift higher. 5, 4, higher. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Get back to child's pose. Stretch those arms out. All right, when it comes to your chair, bench, couch with your stick. So you're going to hold underhand, elbows parallel with your forearms, and place your elbows on your chair. And then walk your feet back a little bit so you have space to press your chest down. You can start with your arms lengthened out, and then press down until you find a nice stretch. Now, as you're doing this, think of allowing your shoulder blades to rotate behind you. I almost think of like airing out my armpits. So that you're literally moving your chest forward through your shoulders, but your arms are staying locked here, which makes it pretty challenging. So once we're there, press that chest down and breathe. Can you think of finding your upper back muscles, muscles along your spine, between the shoulder blades? Engage those to help you push your chest down a little bit farther. Keep that and then bend your elbows. Try to push your chest down farther. Straighten the elbows, press down farther. 3 more times. Bend. Keep pushing that chest heavily down. Straighten. Can you go a little bit deeper? 2 more. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend to a comfortable spot that feels like a reasonable stretch and keep pushing your chest downwards. Then, keeping this shape, find your abs, pull those lower abs in, and push your elbows against your chair to make an isometric lat contraction. So as the elbows push down, your lats are engaging in that stretched out position. Again, keep the shape, but let go of that press with the elbows. Can you sink your chest down any farther? All right, we're going to do a little cat-cow. This is pretty small in comparison to our usual cat-cow. Keep your core engaged, hollow up with your chest just a little bit, and then arch through your upper back, sink back down. Hollow up and sink back down. 3 more. Hollow up, sink down, hollow up, sink down. Let's hold that here. Keep pushing your chest down. Can you do just a little bit of a tuck and arch with your pelvis? So think of a lower back cat-cow. Chest is heavy, pelvis tilts one way as far as it can, and the opposite way. Like a scared dog tail underneath, then a happy cat lifted tail. Tuck and arch. Good. Finish with your tailbone up. Press your chest down as far as you can. Find those back muscles, push, and then ease on out. Ooh. How does it feel? Those arms up. All right, in this position, think of letting the shoulder blades really come back. Let's pulse your arms and do a little chest bump. So arms back, chest forward. Imagine throwing a beach ball over my head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, hopefully your shoulders aren't too mad at me right now. You should not ever be feeling pinching in the back of your shoulder. If that's the case, you need to back off a little bit, change your angles, make it a PT appointment. Probably get that upper back moving a bit more. Okay, let's give our shoulders a break going that direction. We're gonna go sideways. So grab what I think should be the lighter weight. I'm gonna grab a 5. I feel 5 is a little bit light, but 8 feels a little heavy for me. Come to a little one-sided squat. And then reach up. I want you to really think of keeping your hips grounded towards the floor. And then up and over, side bend, come back up, other side, side bend, come back up. 2 more, each way, return, side bend, and up, side bend, up, and side bend, and up. Switch sides. All right, your little half squat. Reach up, side bend one way, return, side bend, return, side bend, return, side bend, return, side bend, return. Last one. All right, let's come down to the floor. If you have trouble sitting upright, you may want to go back to that half squat position. But if you're able to sit here comfortably with a nice tall spine, do this instead. If you're sort of on the fence, put a pillow under your hips so that you're lifted. I don't want you to be sitting here. You're not going to get a good stretch if your back slouched. So if your hamstrings are tight and you can't do this, sit on something or go to that half squat position. All right, so in your straddle, bend one knee, reach up. With your knee bent, hopefully you feel a little more pressure on the bottom of your pelvis. To really emphasize that, push it down. Then reach up like you're doing a handstand again through your shoulders. And then side bend over your straight leg. Return. Reach, and then up and over. Maybe you can go a little bit farther. Come back up. Reach and side bend. Come back up. Reach farther. Up and over. Whenever you're stretching, focus on the side that you want to lengthen versus crunching and compressing. Your joints don't like to be crunched. They need space. So think of a bendy straw in your soda. Not that you should drink soda, but you're maybe a bendy straw in some water. Reach up and then keep both sides of the straw long. And then return. Last one. Reach up and over. Is that hip still heavy on the floor? Come back up. Whew. Other side. Heavy hip. Reach up and over. Return. Stretch up and over. Return. Up. Be the bendy straw, which means you need your abs to engage and lift into the stretch. Whew. Two more. Reach, side bend, and lift. Reach, side bend, and lift. Whew. Arms are definitely tired now, right? Okay, so if you're still with me, just walk forward if you have any more mobility in your hips possible, and then walk over towards one leg. As you walk over to your leg, keep the back hip anchored down. Then the hand that's in the back, bring it to the front and use that arm to help you rotate your chest upwards. This feels easy. You can slide that hand down, come down to your elbow even. Use your elbow to leverage your leg and knee backwards to continue opening your chest. With your front hand, reach, pull your shoulder blade back, open your chest. Then lengthen your arm overhead. Circle forward to your side, back. Open your chest more. So your arm's in a bit of a T-type shape. Use that arm to reach to the wall behind you. Open your chest. Last one, reach overhead. Anchor that hip more against the floor. Pull your core in. Flatten your lower back. And then take the other arm and frame your head. Lift up an inch, then lower into the stretch. Lift and lower, lift and lower. One more time, lift. Lower the bottom hand, open that chest into the T one more time. And come on up. Breathe. Side two. Rock forward if you can. Twist over the other leg. Keep the back hip anchored. Take the back arm and place it in the front. Use your arm to rotate your chest up. If you can, lower down so you can use your elbow to leverage up. With that free arm, reach, open your chest, pull your shoulder blade back. Then lengthen your arm overhead. Long stretch. Circle forward, side, back, pulse in that T, open your chest even more. How does it feel? Arm overhead, one more time. Anchor your hip. Pull your core in, flatten your back. Lengthen the bottom arm so that you frame your head. Lift an inch, lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. One more time. Ah, open that arm. Last twist into your T. Can you get that chest to come upwards to the ceiling a smidge more? Make them all the way up. All right, guys. Hopefully your back and your shoulders feels a lot more mobile. Let me know how it goes. If something didn't feel right, please send me a message. Let's chat about it so I can give you some good tips. All right, take care.